gentlemen, please welcome the Master of Mayhem, Craig Charles.
Oh yes, we're getting down to it, because tonight our first 6 heat winners return for the first of our series semi-finals. Now, as expected, Razer and Firestorm IV made it through, but there's also Wild Thing and 13 Black looking like hot new contenders. So with the heat well and truly on, let's fire up the war zone!
Will Razer lift all before them again, or will a Phillipa, a disc shredder, a lifter stop them in their tracks? Spin to win, underdogs, bump and barge, because Razer mean to hang on to their crown. So 6 awesome robots in this semi-final. In round 1, they'll meet in 3 head-to-head knockouts. The winners go through to round 2, but first of all, we'll have to see that round 1 lineup.
In Hampshire, the number 9 seed, Wild Thing.
3 times a previous semi-finalist.
Right, we're in with the big boys now. And you really are in with the big boys. Number 9 seed, Wild Thing, going against number 1 seed at this stage. How does that make you feel?
Well, number 1 seed, Razer, we actually haven't fought them during the entire series, and so it's going to be really interesting to fight them.
Now, have you, though, let them anywhere near your robot? Because what they do is they have a good look at where the gubbins are.
They've been sneaking around, trying to see where things are. It's not going to be too easy for them, because the front of our robot is actually the strongest part, and those are the 2 parts that normally meet. And that's also where our cut-in disc is.
Right.
So, unless they get around the back of us, which I don't think they will, it's going to be very interesting.
Does have a compact V-shaped steel chassis and alloy steel cutting disc at the front, driven by powerful motors, but there's a high ground clearance and the tyres are exposed.
From Bournemouth in Dorset, the number 1 seed, Razer.
A part bird, part reptile destroyer.
Is it hysteria setting in?
Oh, most definitely.
Nerves?
No.
No, I didn't think so. I was being a bit optimistic there, wasn't I? Have you had a good look?
Oh, yeah, yes. You know me, don't you?
I know, so simply a matter of what first?
The speedo, actually, in the front, yeah.
Okay. But
I don't think it is.
But the front is also where his disc is.
Oh, that's right. It's just a little nibbler, isn't it?
It's got him this far, his little nibbler.
He's done all right, actually.
Aluminium and steel chassis, has speed, is nimble, a very powerful weapon, but the unorthodox self-righting mechanism takes its time.
Roboteers, stand by.
So look at the Razer team. Vinny Blood on the left-hand side, Simon Scott next to him, and then Ian Lewis, the captain, and there's the Wild Thing, Adam's family, Nick and Isabel. In the arena is Growler for the house robots. Yawning or barking, and Sergeant Bash 2.
3, 2, 1, activate.
What a fight, 2 of my favourite all-time robots. Wild Thing dashing away up to 12 miles an hour top speeds. Razer turning, just trying to get the feel for Wild Thing. And they have them in their grip, and down comes that hydraulic piercer and slices through the armament of Wild Thing. Isabel Adams at the weapons control of Wild Thing. Student, loves her singing, loves her drama and films. This is dramatic stuff out there. Razer at the weapons control. We just got a glimpse of Simon Scott. Now a full-time robot here. And why not with this machine that is world famous? So is that team, the Razer boys. They now try a push of Wild Thing. Razer 96 kilos, just the lighter of the 2. This is grip and grapple stuff out there. And Wild Thing is trying to hold on so that Razer can't get the crushability factor into play. They're also trying to slice with that front cutting disc. There you see it beginning to turn, but they can't get a purchase on Razer. Razer has them within its grip. There are the exposed tyres we talked about earlier. This is very edgy stuff. Who is the more aggressive here? Is Wild Thing pushing? Is Razer dragging? Is the Wild Thing blade, we can hear it there, scraping the metal of Razer, causing any real damage? Is Razer's beak powerful enough to crumple through that Wild Thing armament? It's very close, but the tyre's about to go, and has gone. Punctured by the Razer beak, so the manoeuvrability of Wild Thing severely curtailed. Nick Adams at the controls, a self-employed electronic model supplier by Jay. And Wild Thing, not a model finalist at the moment because Razer looks to be halting its progress at this, the series semi-final stage. Can Wild Thing yet come back into it? Because I think that damage to the tyre could be decisive if it goes to the judges. Not great control or style by Wild Thing onto the flame pit, bumping away. If it is beaten here by Razer, it gets another chance in the semi-final. It goes into the loser's melee. But I just wonder whether it's sustained too much significant damage here, Wild Thing, from Razer. It wasn't the most emphatic Razer performance we've seen, but it was steady enough, grisly in determination, and almost inexorably, Wild Thing was pushed, shoved, clawed, beaked towards defeat and the bitter doom. Razer certainly through to round 2. You'll get another chance in the loser's melee. And there the pirouette, of course.
What a way to kick off the series semi-finals. Wild Thing dismantled by the UK champion, the world champion, Razer. They go through!
Banner shed. Because the robot was on fire.
Yeah,
after your battle with Razer. He knew where he was heading for, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Well, probably. They're very professional, they know everything. Is it?
It's what?
Totals.
Totals. Lydia's helping you there, saying it's totals. What does this mean for your chances in the loser's melee?
Well, I suppose I could run around.
But you've got no weapon.
No, it doesn't look like it.
The other thing you have to do is repair the puncture in your tyre. Just a little piece of advice from someone who knows nothing.
From Hinckley in Leicestershire, 13 black.
Beat number 11 seed Stinger to get to this semi-final.
Remind me of your weight, 13 black.
Our weight is just about 100 kilos.
Do you think Firestorm can flip you out of the arena, 13 black?
Only if we don't smash him first.
Okay, but you think it's possible for them to get underneath you and flip you?
Quite possible, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And what about their armour? Have you had a good look at that?
Yeah, yesterday I had a quite good look.
Is it thick enough to cope?
Not really, it's only aluminium.
Oh, okay.
Powerful two 750mm steel-bladed carbon composite spinning discs. Joint fastest in the semi-final at 20 miles an hour. I don't trust the radio reception.
From Langley Moor in Durham, the number 3 seed, Firestorm IV.
Twice a Robot Wars grand finalist.
Have you got the power to flip them?
Yeah, no problem.
Do you know how much they weigh?
It's got to be less than 100 kilos, so we can flip them.
And can you do it? Can you get... Oh, look, they're having a look inside.
Wow. You're just coming to say that's not really that thin.
It's not as thin as you thought it was. Have you got those little horrible feelings now, those stirrings inside that make you think this isn't going to be good?
No.
Oh, right then. It's going to be entertaining.
A wedge-shaped robot with a classic pneumatic forward hinge flipper, two-wheel drive and unique active differential, but not very strong for pushing.
Roboteers, stand by.
Two good teams here, John Denny and Richard Morris of the 13 black team, and their Graham Bone, Hazel Heslop of Firestorm IV. In the arena, Sir Killalot with the Lance and the pincers Good to see Shunt back in action, as always.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Did take 13 black, a couple of judges' decisions to get through their heat, but still for me they look very impressive. Mind you, Firestorm so experienced, and flicking 13 black immediately over. Now, can 13 black right itself? It can technically run upside down. It'll need to after that thrust. And we'll see whether there is life in 13 black now. Well, they tell me it can technically run upside down. Run, waddle, struggle. Firestorm comes in for the kill. And the 13 black team really up against it here now. One of the big 750mm spinning discs turning, but slower and slower.